Hello, 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 and welcome. I'm your host, James. We are America. We are America as Huey Long himself. And we are saving America from the Great Depression, from the New Year strike, from Jack Reed and his syndicalist scum from Chicago. We're making things happen. We've not got a national focus running, because there aren't any that we can do, and there's not much point giving the USA some free air bases when we're just going to be in a civil war in about T-minus 30 seconds. We've got a decision available, solidify control. I'm doing the police crackdown for RP reasons, you know. The authoritarian chap just got into power. He's going to crack down with the police. Makes a whole lot of sense. So anyway, without further ado, let's rock and roll, get the time moving, and have another quick look how the Soviet Civil War's going. Oh, that's a lag spike. There we go. That's better. It seems that the Soviets are being pushed back. They've full lost Moscow. They're being pushed back to Rzhev and down. Oh! From New York to San Francisco, the rich and powerful protested Long's election in the Hearst newspapers and in congressional addresses. It is clear that the wealthy, whether politically minded or not, are furious at the reforms Huey Long is passing, as well as his opposition to free market policies passed under Hoover. This has trickled down to the middle-class readers who are beginning to radicalize in favor of the Syndicalist Parties of America, or Syndicalist Peoples of America, or the Syndicalist Party of America, or either way, the loons in the north. We can modify our government, but it's not going to make a whole heap of difference. Sort of just gotta sit around and wait, really. The opposition has denounced Huey Long as a tyrant. Well, you know, those men don't represent me, Tyrant Long. Just gotta sit here and wait, basically. The war in Vietnam. Oh, normally Germany East Asia loses this, but they're actually giving it a good go, aren't they? I mean, okay, so they outnumber them quite heavily, but that's quite a good little. It's quite a good little war they got going on here. Especially because Saigon has fallen, Hanoi's fallen, Hanoi rocks and Saigon shocks. But Huey Pierce Long has decided to reclassify guns and get some gun laws in. And you know, that's actually a fairly good thing to do. Especially as we're sort of a moment away from rebellion at any moment. We'll put the Ivy Division there. Got no divisions training, so we'll start training another infantry division. Just have them turn up in Washington. They're going to be the 7th Bayonets. There goes that old washing machine again. Executive Order 7048 is declared unconstitutional. Oh, well, that's a lot of fun, isn't it? Charles Evan Hughes, he's decided that my government is unconstitutional and my executive order about gun laws is certainly unconstitutional. Well, we're going to have to do something about that, aren't we? What is it we're going to do? I wonder. What is it we're going to do indeed? There's not a whole lot we can do. Oh, I forgot about that. The Grumman F3F. It's on its way. Packing the court. Huh. That's a very clever way to deal with it, isn't it? You know, not enough Chief Justices on our side. Yeah, let's have more Chief Justices. Make sure they're all Huey Long supporters as well. Oh. The Soviets have been pushed back even further. Their last major stronghold now, Petrograd, St. Petersburg. Or what will no doubt become known as Leningrad. Right, let's start building these new carrier fighters. Whereas the old ones, there they are. And also, we will begin researching. We are still in 37. We're in 37. What can we research? Improved artillery. That will do nicely. We've decided to outlaw anarchist trade unions. Excellent. They're causing all the problems. Just get rid of them. Who needs them? Who needs them anyway, right? I mean, they're trade unions. They're anarchists. They're causing all the problems. They've got the guns. Let's deal with the anarchists. And we're starting to get our machine tool technology through. Reid has publicly denounced the order as being unconstitutional and an act that would provoke the country's workers against Long. Reid has organised large rallies and protests with the Red Guard there to keep the workers safe from the Minutemen. These highly reported on the protests have seen Union scabs beaten without interference from the police, which calls into question Long's ability to protect Americans. Send in the boys! And let's start researching... let's start researching superior firepower. It's very American. If in doubt, use a bigger gun. And right now, it's an unexpected move. The police have refused to enforce various executive orders within Chicago, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and other cities scattered throughout the Steel Belt. They have declared a police strike in solidarity with the workers. While they worked to keep order, police union leaders publicly declared that they would not follow the laws of King Long. Thus Long called in the US Army. Send in the big boys. And with that, we're going to march the Red Devils from Cleveland to Chicago. We're sending in the big boys. More research complete. Grab, strategic destruction, that's American. The Minutemen clashed with the CSA. When the Minutemen arrived in the Steel Belt to enforce the laws of the President, they were immediately set upon by members of the CS, Combined Syndicates of America, and her supporters. Shootouts quickly became commonplace and the violence spread throughout almost every major city in the Steel Belt. It is quickly noticed that the President has no authority here. Send in the biggest guys we've got. And our dudes have arrived in Chicago. Perfect timing. Long's support in DC has finally bottomed out. Douglas MacArthur marched into Washington today to restore law and order, having declared Long to be a tyrant and attempted to arrest him at the White House. MacArthur's marchers reminded many in DC, or Cox's Army of 32, except these men are motivated to preserve the thingy. They cheered instead of booed. Having been tipped off by informants in the command staff, Long was able to stay ahead of the general and has escaped to New Orleans. MacArthur has chosen to inhabit the White House and coordinate investigation into Long from the executive chair. Civil war is imminent. President Long declares the American Union state. Well, I'm going to trigger that one, but read it first, then move on to this one and play as the AUS, because we're going to play as the AUS. Jack Reed has given a rousing radio broadcast from Chicago, urging all his followers to rise up against the twin tyrants of MacArthur and Huey Long. Within the hour, a number of governors across the Steel Belt have announced their support and declared both Long and MacArthur as having no authority. The governors have been bolstered by Reed's supporters, who within days have overtaken army posts and erected roadblocks throughout the northern states. President Huey Long has escaped to New Orleans and has declared that General MacArthur is a traitor to the people of America. He has gained ready listeners among a number of southern governors, all of whom have recognised that they no longer recognise MacArthur's authority and demanded his resignation. Long has spoken on the radio urging all Americans to support the legitimate president and fight against the tyranny MacArthur represents. I'm going to let the game just run a little bit because I want to see if the PSA thing fires off. There it is. Perfect. Pacific Governor declares emergency. The governors of the Pacific states have declared that MacArthur, Huey Long, and Jack Reed are all traitors, tyrants, and enemies of America. They currently have not seceded from the Union, but instead refuse to recognize the authority of any of the competing governments. Governor Frank Merriman announced at the Sacramento legislature that if push came to shove, they would see proper democracy restored to the country by force. And then MacArthur, the 30-day deadline given by the rebellious states, has so far done without the delay, blah blah blah. All-out war cannot be avoided. We're doing that. We are the American Union state, folks. Welcome. And we are going to need to organise these chaps. Let's put all our dudes in one army. What do we have? We have some Minutemen who use a horrible template. Okay, right. Let's cancel that. Oh god, right, what do we have here then? Whew! Right, well, let's cancel building all these things that the AI has done. Let's set our national focus. Do we have any that we can do? Yeah, right, let's set Fight for America. That we're gonna need. Free civilian factories. Yeah, I could get behind building civilian factories for now. Decisions available. Oh god. Well, surely we just want to do all of these things. Let's look at our army. What do we have here? So these are AUS infantry divisions. Do they have... But we have actual infantry divisions as well. Do we have our own... No, okay. Cool. Right. So the AUS infantry division has support artillery. The normal infantry division has support artillery. So they are identical, in fact. The AUS garrison is an infantry-based garrison, not a militia-based garrison. That's like default symbol, please. There we go. The AUS motorized division is crap. The normal motorized division is crap. The AUS resistance are mountaineers. We're going to drop that. That's not a decent template. We will drop it. Wow, that's ridiculous. That is also ridiculous. That is also ridiculous. It's a bit crap. The cavalry division, we might... we'll scrap that. The National Guard division, we will keep. And this infantry division, I don't know why we have two. So... You, and you are all going to be converted to infantry division. Bish bash bosh. Get rid of that. Perfect. Mounted AUS militia. Keep them. Perfect. Right. No divisions in basic training. Infantry divisions. Do. Actually, we won't train any dudes at the moment. So our production. God, this is horrible. We only have 2 military factories? Oh god! Oh no! Oh dear god. Why won't you move? There we go. Right. Well, our 10 divisions. I'm actually gonna split them out. You're gonna be called the motorized. Cool. Under that. You're gonna be called oh, hang on. You also want to be in that one. Well, you're a garrisoned force, aren't you? So you are going to need to be converted to that as well. And then Army Corps 1. I'm going to be called the First Army. We're going to have Patton as the Field Marshal. One Infantry Commander Simpson. And then you guys, Courtney Hawks, Hidges Hawks, so forth. And yeah, we're just going to put them... We're actually going to put them along here. A fairly reasonable place to put them. Oh, cock. That was not what I meant to do. Okay, right, everyone can join that. Army Corps 1. There we go, fine. Right. Decisions. Florida, yes. We can only raise support one at a time. Cool. So we'll do Florida first. So time run off. Standoff in America. A tense standoff has erupted. Okay. We're all raising forces. Perfect. Riots in New England. Interesting. Next question. Do we have any boats? No. Do we have any planes? Yes. What do we have? We have some close air support, some tactical bombers, and we have some fighters. Cool. That works for me. They don't have... Oh, God. It's going to annoy me. It's going to annoy me that they don't have names. So we're going to disband all of them. Recreate them. Yep, perfect. Bombers, there we go. And then we're going to split them all in half. Oh, we have to wait until they deploy. Gonna have to wait until they deploy. And how long does this take? There we go. Cinderlist control in Minnesota. So you guys are going to need to split in half. Why does that not want to do that? Oh dear God. Oh dear God, it happened all at once. Cancel that, there we go. You guys here, split in half again. There we go. Perfect. Right, okay, so Southern governors meet in Baton Rouge and building a loyal navy. The admirals of the US have prevented any of their ships from being liberated by the true patriots of America, and thus we are deprived of a navy. However, we do have a number of admirals and sailors that are planning on building up a new navy. We do have quite a few ships in Houston that can be converted. We can either go with destroyers or cruisers. Cruisers. We want cruisers. And a large crowd recently gathered outside the State House in Baton Rouge to congratulate Huey Long on defying the federal government. Blah, blah, blah. Close call. So what did we get? We got ourselves 4 cruisers. We're going to call this a US Navy. Oh, hang on. The American Union Navy, the AUN. First Fleet. Under the command of William Halsey Jr. And now we have a second Declaration of Independence. Perfect. Good job, old bean. Terribly good show. Now, I'm actually going to change this up, actually. My original plan, Syndicalists victorious in New York. Oh, God. What we're actually going to do... It's not worth the battle planner system. Don't worry, I'm not going to be using the battle planner system. I'm just purely trying to get my dudes to where I want them to be. I want them there. We're going to be the Northern Army. Oh, speaking of, the Florida militia have joined the Northern Army. Off we go. And now we can raise some men from... They're different lengths. No, they are not different lengths, but you get different amounts. So Alabama, next, please. Chief of Staff. We want him, the artillery guy, George Van Horn Moseley. He also sounds quite cool. We'll take him. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh god, we're building random crappy ships, aren't we? Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Whatever dockyards we've got should be pumping out destroyers. Just to screen our fleet a little bit. And yes, unfortunately, we are going to need to trade for steel. We'll buy German steel. Well, actually... Oh god, sorry, wasn't paying attention. I was thinking about the steel. Iowa declares support for Reed, traitorous buggers. The American Union State Congress convenes. Excellent news. The Federalists overtake southern Texas. Oh my. That's not nice. Elastic Defense, Commandos, or George Smith Patton. I think it's going to have to be Patton, isn't it? Patton it is, just because he's cool. Our next batch of volunteers that we get risen up, they're going to go on the southern Texas front, and their job's going to be to retake Texas. Then we're going to have some sit here. But our initial goal for the army is actually going to be just a general push to seize that. There we go. Decision available. Arkansas is 4, Georgia is 6. Georgia it is. It's only a matter of time. Oh, and I just picked a dude. Oh, good. Naval aviation. That's fine. That was lucky. It wasn't a complete arse hat, but oh well. There we go. The Alabama militia. They're going to come over here. They're going to be the Army of Texas. Southern Army, I suppose. And they are going to be under Hood Simpson. They're going to be... God. I guess like that. And their job is going to be to seize like that. My next day I get Georgia. They're going to sit probably along here. We're going to let them just wander into this bit. Oh. The war has kicked off. And suddenly I have a bunch of military factories. Yay. Guns. Artillery. Some motorized. We're going to need planes. Fighters. And close air support. We're also going to be needing probably less trucks than that, and probably more guns. We're at war. Did that change our... Yes, it put us in a war economy. Got us to extensive conscription. Perfect. We're doing Fight for America. We also now have Fighting for America. But Fight for America gets us that. We're going to want new army doctrines, expand the National Guards, new weapons, so forth, because isn't there like a this is the war type thing bit section where I can be awesome? There does not appear to be. It must be this bit. Yeah. American Navy, American Air Force. And then what I do get is I get from this, don't I? Cool. Right. Well.
Attention.
You guys just engage that plan. You guys, whenever you get there, just engage that plan. We need more steel. But... Right, we'll run them along there. Canada seizes New England. Well, we will respond later. We don't quite have the chaps available to be dealing with that just yet. Oh, thank God for that. We have some guns. We also have some divisions and some lend-lease, which requires 46 convoys, which we just don't have. Oh well. Another factory. Guns. And we will train infantry divisions. Just train them. Right. You aren't ready yet. Do that. Literally push in like this. You guys move there. Perfect. Chief of the Navy. Screens or power projection, naval range. Naval aviation. We'll go for naval aviation. Right, okay, so... Yep. You need to come across like that. Yep, you keep doing that. Perfect. Come on, come on. Any second now we should get our other divisions, which are going to start sitting up here. Go. Because all part of this plan relies on is actually Canada seizes Alaska, damn Canadians. My plan does largely rely on trying to eliminate some of these divisions. Panama joined the Entente. I'm assuming that means cancel that. Cancel your attack. There we go. Move in there. Gained another military factory. Guns, please. Charles Lindbergh has arranged a meeting with a bunch of industrialists. If Long agrees to their demand, it will give them greater influence. Many of the supporters will wonder if he plans on betraying his ideals. However, refusing in such a time will... Oh, God. We can't... So... Well, for a start... Men of Georgia. Georgia army. You guys need to move in there. So this will modify whether or not we get the business plot, where we get to business plot, the American nationalism, American Legion, control the Boy Scouts, Red Scare, traditional values, Republic without democracy, the National Labour Control Act, Purge the Dissidents, Contelpro, New Alien and Sedition Act, the Black Chamber, the Office of Policy Coordination, Captain of Industry and Industrial Security. Oh, and Fordism as well, I put it there. Alternative the other way is allows us to do this. Which actually looks like this gives you better... Okay. I like how... Okay. So... this way looks to be... give you more bonuses, right? But... is harder to do. Because obviously you have to win the war. Okay. We're going to refuse them. God, I'm brave. And decision. So this gives us a 90-day thing. Louisiana it is. Perfect. Yep, good.
Let's go. Move, move, move. Let them have it. Move out.
So I'm just trying to overrun these guys here, because taking out these divisions would be mighty nice.
Attention. Ready, sir. Move out.
Oh, now the Spanish Civil War's kicked off.
Ready to move. Ready to move. Orders. Ready.
There we go.
Go, go, go.
And now we activate the planes. In fact, no. And they all want to be on air superiority and close air support. There we go. Now we have air control over the southeast.
Ready, sir.
Run you guys in there.
Orders. All in.
You in there.
Orders.
You probably want to take that.
All in. Orders. Orders.
Democracy prevails in the Philippines, folks. And the war continues. Ah, and the Germans have arrived. It's good news.
Move out.
We completed Fight for America. Which means we're back on our focus tree now. What do we want to do? Don't really want the Navy. We don't really want the Air Force. We want the Army Doctrines because we want to get to the expanded National Guard.
Orders.
Let's do that, please.
Ready, sir.
I know we're losing control of Texas over here, but My plans make sense. There we go. Got another set of dudes. You're gonna join these guys. And we're gonna position you along the little rock front. Okay.
Yes, sir.
The Americans have finally
Go, go, go.
started making some progress. Over here, good. Nashville looks like it can be ours.
Attention.
Actually, we want to hold that. We want to stay there.
Pushing them back, sir.
Fall of Petrograd. Oh, we have now found, officially found syndicalists. Oh, French Republicans, rather. Come on, it's the Colorado National Guard. We really need to cripple them. And we're running out of Mississippi 4, South Carolina 3, Mississippi it is. The Pledge of Allegiance. We agree to this deal. Call up the Silver Legion. Use Silver Legion support. Call up the Silver Legion. We just need the divisions, really. Trucks, I suppose. What else can we do? Police crackdown. Oh, we've got a modified government. We don't want to go to total economic, do we? What we want is we want encrypt. That's perfect, actually, because you get bonuses for encryption.
Listen up.
Right, there we go.
Move out.
Now, we scrap that, and we scrap that.
Move out.
We have you guys work on as large a stretch of border as you can handle. That works. How long till one of you wanders in here?
Attention.
Scrap that.
Listen up.
We almost have men all over the front line, guys. It's almost a Christmas miracle. Though we're going to lose Oklahoma. Oh, we just lost Dallas. That's a disaster.
Ready. Move out.
See if we can crush them quickly and efficiently.
Advance.
You guys just attack into there.
Advance.
See.
Yes, sir. Ready to move. All in. Move out. Move out. Move out. Ready to move.
We are almost there. Oh good, we won that battle. Push in, push in, push in.
Let's go.
It's almost working as planned.
Advance.
It's almost working as planned indeed. Which is good. Which is very good. So what does that do? That gives us guns and manpower. Well, we don't really need it yet. But what we do want to do is recruit supporters in South Carolina. You guys are going to join that group, and you're going to therefore have your border extended. Right there. Obviously that's going to get cancelled. Everyone get assigned. And is that the right length? Oh, we can go even further than I thought. We can go up to there. Perfect. Just one of you wandering to there. Thank you. Sort of working out quite well at this point, isn't it?
Ready, sir. Move out.
Despite all the surprises, we are starting a bit of a general offensive along this line over here. But that's okay. We're trying to retake Texas. Now I have the Silver Legion militia, which is actually quite large, which is going to join those guys. Actually, no, we're going to put the Silver Legion in a separate army. Now, all of you, please. What?
Listen up.
Okay, fine, we'll just disband you because you're broken.
Yes, sir.
Actually, no, we'll put the Silver Legion lot in that force over there. Assign you guys.
Ready, sir.
We need to retake Oklahoma, that's getting quite important quite quickly. Oh, interesting. That trench of Americans is screwed. The militia from South Carolina, you need to join that front over there.
Listen up.
This is where things get funky. We want to seize. We shall endure. Right for president. We should keep an eye on them. Yeah, okay. What we want to do is we want to do that. We want you guys to just go for it and do it.
Listen up.
You guys just sit and chill for now, actually. And then you guys, which are actually going to stop doing what you're doing, mostly there. You've mostly done what I wanted you to do. Oh, assault into another rank. You're mostly going to just want to sit still and patience. Because I really need to start finding some steel. Or something. Right, we can recruit North Carolinians. North Carolingians. We've now not yet seized Oklahoma. Oh, hang on, I sense opportunity.
Pushing them back, sir.
What is our research on? Oh god, we don't have any research.
Attention. Attention.
There we go. Spot on. We have now seized Oklahoma. And we can now do expand the National Guard. We've seized Oklahoma City. We can put it on them. And hopefully we'll see some resources from those guys.
Attention.
You actually attack into that. Want to see what the okay, so
Taking cover.
they're a bit crap.
Listen up. Attention. Listen up.
I think I'll just try and seize as much territory as we can here.
Attention.
It's good after all.
Listen up.
And we are going to want to close this pocket. This, however, is a bit of a mess. In Oklahoma.
Ready to move. Yes, sir.
You guys need to join that line. It just needs to be done.
Listen up.
I don't have anyone in North Carolina. Oh god.
Ready, sir.
Norfolk is completely open. That cavalry unit's going to be in charge of sitting there. I want to seize Richmond so much.
Ready to move.
We're going to have to activate that. We got there just in time, actually, to save that from that dude.
Yes, sir. Commands. Taking cover.
Okay, that's fine.
Orders.
Fall of Madrid, perfect. Things are going so interestingly over here, it's ridiculous.
Orders.
They really can't do that. Right, and here I think it's a good place to put the cut. The war has kicked off dramatically, but we are getting there. We are slowly but surely winning something, I guess. Most Casualties Medal Award, I suppose. I mean, so far, well, we've done a lot of killing. But we're outnumbered, we're outgunned, we're outfactoried. What can we do? Find out next time. The USA is very close to capitulation. All it's going to take is the loss of Denver. We're also about to take El Paso. Denver's the last major city they own. Well, we also obviously have Washington and Richmond and things, but we're pushing there. The Syndicalists, they're strong. Are they going to be strong enough to beat us? Who knows? We'll find out next time. Thank you guys. I've been James. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you like it, like it. If you want to see more of it, subscribe to it. Thank you, and have a good night.